everybody, John12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you another Dragon Ball Super video. Now, of course, I know there's been tons of leaked information towards Dragon Ball Super, and I haven't had a real chance to really discuss the majority of things that have been leaking out for Dragon Ball Super for two major reasons. One, I'm trying to save it for the Super Kaioken, and I'm pretty much weeks away from recording an episode, so it's kind of like pointless to save that much time for information that's not really that important. And on top of that, the information that we've got leaked out has really been meh, in my personal opinion, and that's saying a lot, and it's actually very unfortunate because originally I'm very hyped. Like, if we have to get down to the nitty-gritty of how I personally feel about Dragon Ball Super, I'm hyped. I want to see it. It's the sequel to Dragon Ball Z series. It's, you know, something that I've been wanting ever since GT ended and completely did not do it for me, so I'm glad that they're doing a series overall. But the thing is, and I've been saying this ever since my first initial video discussing Dragon Ball Super, is that I don't want another GT. I don't want Toei Animation to fucking half-ass things, and I don't want Toriyama to just pull things like right out of the gate. You know, it's like, here you go, there, you know, I don't want any of that kind of shit going down, and based off what we've been getting, it kind of feels, unfortunately, like something that Toei Animation would just half-ass on something, and I've already, you know, gone into the character designs and TV spot and information that we got last time. Now we're here to talk about the bit of news we've gotten so far. Now, of course, let's start off with the plot of Dragon Ball Super. Now, of course, this is not disclosed as the official plot for the series. This is just an official plot, or premise rather, for, I'm guessing, could end up being the first episode of Dragon Ball Super. Now, of course, it reads as thus: after Goku defeated the dangerous Majin Buu, peace has returned to Earth once again. Couple years later, Chi-Chi wants Goku to get a job, so Goku works as a radish farmer. Meanwhile, Goten, along with his friends Trunks, are looking for a present for Videl, soon to be his sister-in-law, when his older brother, Gohan, gets engaged with Videl. And that's pretty much the gist of the plot of Dragon Ball Super. Now, after reading this, you can pretty much tell that it doesn't really matter about the plot, because at the end of the day, it feels like whoever came up with this plot, or at least wrote it down in English, pretty much just looks at the TV spot, guesses what they're doing, and then just translates that. It's kind of simple. I mean, at the end of the day, what this plot says is pretty much everything we saw in the TV spot. You know, you see Goku, he's obviously a farmer, and that's not really anything new because we saw that in the special. And then you have Goten and Trunks doing their own adventures, which, of course, is not a terrible thing because, you know, myself included amongst all people Dragon Ball related out there, really want to see more Goten and Trunks orientated adventures, which is cool. The only thing that really bothers me is the fact that they're still kids, but, you know, I've bitched about that multiple times other places. And also, at the end of the day, that's pretty much the gist of what we got in the TV spot. I mean, everything else is pretty much just standard frames of profiles, and then you see Beerus and Whis, and then that's pretty much it. That's the gist of the TV spot, and that's the gist of this plot/premise. At the end of the day, the plot doesn't really do anything for me. It's essentially just the TV spot that I saw, and even though I kind of like the TV spot, I still wish that Toei Animation would have just put out a trailer. I'm just saying, like, the first little bit of footage you put out for the most highly anticipated anime for a lot of people, and you just release it as a TV spot for Kai, it's kind of like, what the heck are you doing? I don't know. But that being said, the plot is whatever. I personally feel it's kind of just the plot for the first episode. I hope not for the entire series, but just for the first episode, which, at the end of the day, I guess we're just going to have to watch the first episode of Dragon Ball Super to get the full extent of how awesome it could be. Based on what I saw and based off what I've read, it kind of feels like this episode, for the initial episode for Dragon Ball Super, feels like kind of like a filler episode. It just feels like something just to, kind of like the special, just to reintroduce the characters, even though we already know everything about them, and just be like, hey, this is what they're doing now. That's kind of the gist. That being said, there's a reason why I put an emphasis on the fact that I hope that it's only for the first episode. Number two, it's apparently been confirmed, allegedly, that Dragon Ball Super will be going on for 100 episodes. It's been allegedly confirmed that Dragon Ball Super will go for 100 episodes, so with this kind of being set in stone, that they're going to go for a 100-episode run. I really want there to be some extensive, badass, interesting story arcs that we can't really get with the movies, because with the movies you can do a lot of amazing stuff animation-wise and story-wise, but you can only go so far because it's only like an hour-long movie. With the series, you have tons of episodes and story arcs to do, and I just want to see what we got with Z. I want to see epic, badass sagas. I don't want to see GT, really ridiculous, overlapping, not really, fully thought out storylines that just really didn't go anywhere and kind of just ended right off the bat. That's kind of like my fear. But that being said, I'm glad that we got an initial run for the series, but I guess we're just, once again, have to wait and see if it's any good, because if the series comes out, the first episode, and it sucks, then we have to look forward to 100 episodes of bullshit, kind of similar to how we did with GT. But that being said, once again, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens to that. And also, we got some more information with several things that I want to discuss, which is obviously the newest character that we saw on the posters. Now, of course, if you saw the promo art, which I'm pretty sure I'm showing you right now in this video, you can see clearly that there's a character that resembles Beerus in the poster. Now, I've heard tons of theories and speculations online already. Some people say, he's a god from a different dimension. Someone said that maybe he's Beerus's brother. Some others say that maybe he's he's from the same planet that Beerus is from, maybe the same species or race. And for me personally, I don't really care. I really would have liked to seen a new character that was, I guess, more original. But that being said, it doesn't really bother me what his backstory is. At the end of the day, the only information that we did get from this new character is the fact that we got his new name, which of course is Champa. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that's pretty much it. That's all the information we have for his character. We don't know. They didn't really leak out or release any real information of his backstory, what he's doing in this universe, what he's going to do with this series, which I guess makes sense because at the end of the day, we're just going to have to wait to watch the show to really get the full extent of what he's all about, or the first manga chapter, which I'm pretty sure is going to be coming out pretty soon. But that being said, the Beerus lookalike is Champa, and that's pretty much it. We don't really know any more real extensive information than that. And of course, the last real bit of news that I really want to discuss in this video, and I know I've been talking far too long, but let's just get right into it. We got another piece of promo art for the show, Dragon Ball Super, and is of course featuring a 9-star Dragon Ball. Now I know, and that was the first thing that I saw that really blew up kind of everywhere, and a lot of people were like kind of going a little crazy. And I just wanted to say my 2 cents on it real quick before I end this. Number one, I don't really know if that has any real significance with the show. Now, granted, we already know that there's going to be different gods, there's going to be different universes. We already got to see this new character, Champa, and the female Whis lookalike. But we don't know how extensive their backstories are or how they're going to interfere with the Z-Warriors or what have you. But will future or parallel Dragon Balls interfere with the current Dragon Balls? I really don't know. I don't really think it was something that really went into any kind of thought. I personally think when I first saw the promo art, I thought, well, maybe that's just a mistake, because that happens tons of times where someone just puts something on a poster and it's the complete opposite of what we see in the final product. That goes along with lots of Dragon Ball Z posters. Like they could have just accidentally put a 9-star ball with the 7 Dragon Balls and then accidentally thought like, oh shoot, I can't believe I just put 9 stars on that Dragon Ball. So who knows, maybe it has nothing to do with the show, maybe it was a mistake when it came to the artist who created the promo art. But for me personally, if it does have anything to do with the series, I hope it has something to do with these new gods and how they interfere with the galaxy, or universe rather, that the Z-Warriors live in. I hope it's not anything that's kind of like what GT did with the Red Star Dragon Balls, because when you start messing with the mythology of the Dragon Balls, things just start to overcomplicate and just conflict with prior stories we got. Come on, let's just stick with the core story of the Dragon Balls. They were created by the god, which was of course Kami, and he was a Namek. And the Namekians created the Dragon Balls, and Shenron the dragon, so just keep it at that. I don't really want there to be like, oh, there's new Dragon Balls, and when they combine with the 7 Dragon Balls, they create an ultra super powerful hybrid Shenron who has powers and can fight and do things. Like, that's uninteresting to me. And maybe it'll be cool, I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of entering the GT kind of era of, like, doing really weird, creepy things with the Dragon Balls. I don't know. Once again, I'm putting way too much theory into that one picture, but let me know what you personally think. At the end of the day, I'm still really hyped for the show. I have high hopes for it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed until next month when that show comes out, but overall, I still feel that they should have put more thought into the series, and I just really hope it doesn't suck, and I really hope it's at least as good or better than Z, and at the end of the day, I just really want to see something amazing from the Z Warriors and the Z Universe, and I'm pretty sure that's what all of us want. But at the end of the day, let me know in the comments below what you personally think about the plot of Dragon Ball Super. What did you think? What are your personal thoughts on the new character Champa and his personal backstory? What are your theories on him and what he has to do with this new series and Beerus himself? And at the end of the day, let me know what you personally think about the 9-star Dragon Ball. Do you think that has anything to do with the series? Do you think that's just a poster mistake? Do you think they're trying to take elements from GT and make something kind of new and more interesting? I don't know. Let me know what you personally think in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. Hope you guys enjoyed, and this has been John12.